Your greatest enemy isn't the one standing in front of you. It's the one staring back at you in the mirror. The one who knows every move before you make it. The one who can defeat you with a single thought. You know who I'm talking about, don't you? That voice in your head right now. The one telling you you're not good enough, not ready enough, not strong enough. That's your opponent. That's who I'm going to teach you to defeat. Listen closely. Because what I'm about to share isn't just about fighting. It's about the war that's been raging inside you every single day of your life. A war most people never even realize they're losing. But I warn you, this truth is like looking into the sun. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. The real challenge came one night after hours of training. I was practicing my techniques faster and faster, harder and harder, each punch perfect, each kick flawless. Then I caught my own eyes in the mirror, and for the first time, I truly saw myself. Behind all that speed, behind all that power, I saw something that stopped me cold. Fear. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of failing those who believed in me. Fear of my own limitations. You feel it too, don't you? That constant pressure to prove you. But in chasing what you think you should be, you've forgotten who you are. I spent thousands of hours training my body. But that night in front of the mirror taught me something no amount of physical training could. The deadliest hits don't come from your opponents. They come from the doubts you carry within. Let me tell you about the 3 most dangerous opponents you'll ever face. I discovered them in moments of silence, in the space between thoughts, in the reflection of my own truth. The first is the perfectionist, the most paralyzing of all enemies. I remember spending countless hours perfecting a single movement, believing that absolute perfection was the only path. But this opponent is clever. It doesn't attack you directly. It freezes you in place, makes you so afraid of imperfection that you never truly express yourself. How many dreams have you killed before they began, simply because you couldn't guarantee perfection? The second opponent is the doubter. The doubter whispers when you're closest to breakthrough. It dims your light just when you need to shine brightest. And the third, the most treacherous of all, the ego. People think ego means pride, but true ego is far more subtle. It's the voice that says you've learned enough, the part of you that chooses comfort over growth, the belief that you are what you've achieved. I see fighters all the time, so proud of their style, their technique, their way, trapped by their own image of themselves. You know what I discovered in my training hall? Boards don't hit back, but your mind throws punches you never see coming. Every time you're about to break through, it reminds you of past failures. Every time you're ready to take a risk, it shows you all the ways you could fail. I remember the exact moment I wasn't training to perfect my technique anymore. I was training to silence these inner opponents. Each punch wasn't about hitting harder. It was about breaking through another layer of self-imposed limitation. The real fight isn't out there in the world. The real fight is in those quiet moments when you're alone with yourself, when there's no one to impress, no one to compete with, no one to blame. That's when these 3 opponents come at you hardest. And that's exactly when you need to remember what I'm about to teach you. When I created Jeet Kune Do, people thought I was just making another fighting style. But I wasn't interested in adding to the confusion. I was interested in stripping away, in revealing the truth that had always been there. And this truth applies even more powerfully to your inner battles. The first principle using no way as way. People are always searching for the perfect method, the ultimate technique to overcome their inner demons. They jump from one self-help book to another, one guru to the next. But listen carefully. The moment you commit to a single way, you become its prisoner. True freedom comes from remaining formless, adaptable, fluid. Remember the famous scene from Enter the Dragon? The art of fighting without fighting. Your inner battles don't always need to be fought head-on. Sometimes the greatest victory comes from not engaging at all. When self-doubt attacks, don't wrestle with it. When fear strikes, don't try to overpower. Instead, redirect that energy, like leading an opponent to an empty boat. Most people's inner work is all mechanical movement. Rigid routines, forced positivity, rehearsed affirmations. But where is the emotional content? A punch without emotion is just motion through air. Your inner work without genuine feeling is just going through the motions. Feel your struggles. Embrace your doubts. Only by acknowledging their presence can you transcend them. Let me tell you about the water principle. Water is the softest substance in the universe, yet it can penetrate rock. Why? Because it doesn't fight itself. It doesn't try to be anything other than what it is. When it meets an obstacle, it doesn't force its way through. It flows around, under, over. Be like water in your inner combat. Don't resist your thoughts and emotions. Flow with them. Understand them. Let them show you the way. This brings me to one of my most misunderstood techniques, the 1-inch punch. People see the external display of power, but they miss profound inner truth. The power doesn't come from the inch of physical movement. It comes from complete unity of mind, body, and spirit. When you eliminate the inner conflict, when you resolve the battle between who you are and who you think you should be, that's when true power emerges. I once broke every mirror in my training. Not out of anger, but revelation. I realized I had been fighting my reflection, an image, an illusion of who I thought I needed to be. The real battle isn't with the enemy you see in the mirror. The real battle is with the beliefs that make you see an enemy at all. Your power, your true, unstoppable power, isn't in overcoming yourself. It's in realizing there was never anything to overcome. The opponent you've been fighting is just a shadow, a reflection of your own limiting beliefs. When you understand this, really understand this, that's when everything changes. That's when you become like water, formless, shapeless, able to adapt to any container life puts you in without losing your essence. Now let me share with you the practices that transformed me from a young man, filled with anger and frustration, into someone who could truly express himself. These aren't just techniques. They are weapons for your inner arsenal. But remember, a weapon is only as powerful as the truth behind it. First, the art of honest self-expression. Every morning before I touch a training dummy or throw a single punch, I stand alone and ask myself, who are you, really, beneath all the titles, beneath all the expectations? Most people never dare to ask this question. They're too afraid of the answer. But true power begins with brutal honesty. Think of the bamboo in a storm. The rigid oak tries to stand unmoved and eventually breaks. But the bamboo, it bends, adapts, flows with the wind, and survives. Your mind must be like bamboo. When challenges come, don't resist them with rigid thoughts and fixed beliefs. Bend, adapt, learn. let me teach you 4 specific practices that I've never shared in any interview, never demonstrated in any film. These are the real tools of inner combat. First, the personal audit. Every night I sit down with my journal and write 3 things. Not my accomplishments, not my goals, but my fears, my hesitations, my moments of weakness. Why? Because you cannot transcend what you don't acknowledge. Be brutally honest. Where did you hold back today? When did you let your inner opponent win? Don't judge, just observe. Like watching an opponent's movements, you're gathering intelligence. Second, the water meditation. Find a quiet place. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself as water. Water doesn't try to be water. It simply is. When it meets a rock, it doesn't fight. It flows. When it's frozen, it doesn't resist. It adapts. When it's heated, it doesn't struggle. It transforms. Practice this for even 5 minutes, and you'll feel your rigid thoughts beginning to dissolve. Third, the progressive challenge system. Each day, identify one small fear, one tiny limitation, and step directly into it. If speaking up in meetings terrifies you, start by saying just one word. If physical training intimidates you, begin with 1 push-up. Remember my journey. I didn't start by breaking balls. I started by breaking habits, one small victory at a time. Finally, the empty cup practice. Every morning, remind yourself yesterday's achievements are yesterday's story. Yesterday's limitations are yesterday's lies. Empty your cup completely. Pour out your assumptions about what you can and cannot do. Pour out your beliefs about who you are and aren't. Start each day as an empty vessel, ready to be filled with new possibilities. But here's the crucial point. These practices are not about becoming someone new. They're about stripping away everything that isn't truly you. Like sculpting, we're not adding material. We're removing everything that obscures the masterpiece within. I'll tell you something I discovered in my deepest moments of training. The ultimate practice isn't about adding more techniques to your arsenal. It's about removing the obstacles that prevent your natural expression. When water flows, it doesn't try to flow. It simply follows its nature. Your true power will emerge not from what you add to yourself, but from what you dare to let go. Remember, these practices are not endings. They are beginnings. They are not solutions. They are doorways. Each one is an invitation to go deeper into your own truth, to peel away another layer of self-imposed limitation. Use them not as rigid rules, but as guidelines for your own exploration. Because in the end, the greatest practice of all is the one that brings you closer to your authentic self. Now we come to the moment of truth. Everything I've shared with you, the recognition of your inner opponents, the principles of combat, the daily practices, they all lead to this ultimate challenge. But I must warn you, what I'm about to propose will test you in ways no physical challenge ever could. You see, all your life you've been fighting the wrong battle. You've been trying to become perfect, trying to reach some idealized version of yourself that doesn't exist. This image of perfection, it's not your ally. It's your prison. I spent years trapped by it myself, always pushing, always striving, never feeling good enough. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. The perfect self is the ultimate illusion. It's like trying to catch your own shadow. The harder you chase it, the further it runs. The real breakthrough comes not from becoming perfect, but from transcending the very need for perfection. Think about the rhythm of self-defeat you've been caught in. Wake up, criticize yourself, push harder, fall short, repeat. It's like a fighter who's memorized a losing combination and keeps throwing the same punches, expecting a different result. To break this rhythm, you must first recognize it, then disrupt it, then transcend it entirely. This is why I'm issuing you a challenge. For the next 7 days, you will engage in the most important fight of your life, the fight for your authentic self. But this isn't a fight against yourself. It's a fight for yourself. Day 1, face your reflection without judgment. Just observe, like watching an opponent without planning your attack. Day 2, catch yourself in moments of self-criticism and respond not with resistance, but with understanding. Day 3, execute one action that your perfect self would say you're not ready for. Day 4, break one pattern, one habit that serves your idealized image rather than your true expression. Day 5, in every interaction, choose authentic expression over perfect performance. Day 6, deliberately do something imperfectly and welcome the discomfort like an old friend. Day 7, stand before your mirror again, not to evaluate, but to celebrate the warrior who had the courage to be real. Remember, each day isn't about reaching some new height of achievement. It's about shedding another layer of